Alright, in lesson 8.2, this is 8.2a, we are going to be we're getting to adding and subtracting rational expressions. Our goal today is to find the LCM, least common multiple of polynomials. That's going to allow us to find the least common denominator in the next lesson for adding and subtracting polynomials. Alright, first thing, when you're finding the least common multiple with basic fractions right here, you want to do the prime factorization of both of these denominators. So, for example, 6 is 2 times 3, and 9 is 3 times 3. Alright, let's think of this, instead of having 3 times 3, let's think of it as 3 squared. That's going to allow us to go ahead and take this and list all the numbers out. I've got 2's, and I've got 3's, and go back and find the highest power on those. The highest power on the 2 is 1, the highest power on the 3 is 2. That's going to be 2 times 9, which is 18. That's the way that I teach these things. Alright, so first off, when we're finding the least common multiple, we'll need to go through and list these things out. 6xy is 2 times 3 times x times y. 15x squared is 3 times 5 times x squared. And 9xy to the fourth is 3 squared times x times y to the fourth. Okay, now go through for your least common multiple and list everything that shows up here once. I've got a 2, I've got a 3, I've got a 5, I've got an x, and I've got a y. Now go back through on this list and find the highest power of each thing. The highest power on my 2 is the first power. On my 3, the highest power is the second power. On my 5, the highest power is the first power. For x, I've got a second power. For y, I've got a fourth power. Now what you've done there, just re-multiply all this back out, okay? That's 2 times 9 is 18. 18 times 5 is 90. So I've got 90 x squared y to the fourth. That's our least common multiple. Alright, and that's just monomials. Let's take a look at how we would do this with polynomials. Alright, step one, you always want to look for a common multiple of all the terms. So first one that we've got here is we've got the y to the fourth plus 8y to the third plus 15y squared. Now I want you to notice this has a y squared. That's y squared times y. That's y squared times y squared. So I want to factor out my y squared first. Doing this is going to result in y to the fourth divided by y squared is y squared. Alright, plus 8y to the third divided by y squared is 8y. Plus 15y squared divided by 15, or divided by y squared is 15. Once you've done that, we're going to break this apart now. Okay, so breaking this apart, we will have y's in the first position. Just like in previous lessons, this tells us the signs are the same, and that tells us what they're going to be if they're the same. Now think of two numbers that multiply to get you 15 and add to get you 8. Those are 3 and 5. Now let's take a look at this one right here. Okay, I've got y squared minus 3y minus 40. Alright, there's no common factors to all those terms, so we'll just go ahead and break this one apart. And let's see, there's a y and there's a y. This tells us that the signs within the parentheses are different. I need to think of two numbers that multiply to get me 40 while subtracting to leave me 3. That would be 8 and 5. Alright, if the signs are different, this tells you where to put the bigger number. So I'll put the 8 here, I'll put the 5 there. Now once everything's completely factored, now we're ready to find the least common multiple. Alright, let's list everything out. I've got a y squared, I've got a y plus 3, I've got a y plus 5. Okay, let's go down here. I've already got my y plus 5 listed. I've got a y minus 8. And that's everything that we've got up here. I'd go through and check powers on these, but they're all first degree or first power, so we're good there. All right, do not multiply this back out. Leave it like that. We're going to need that for the next lesson in this form right here. That's all I got for today's lesson, so we'll see you back for the next one.